Oops, I gotta get this lit. So, good evening, and I know I had matches a few minutes ago. It's okay, I don't need that. I just gotta come out. Do you guys have the kiddush cups? Do you guys have the kiddush cups?
Bring it over, Jonah.
I don't need you to come up, I need the kiddush cup to be up
Jesse's
here.
got his right there.
Okay, and I had little cups up here too. Oh my God. Where's my wine? I had left enough cups up here.
They're all clean, so
I know.
they take them home and wash them, so we might as well use them.
Sorry, I just thought this was done. Sorry. Looks great. All right. So we are delighted to be together for Shabbat this evening. And we are thrilled that Jonah Gorman and Jesse Shulman are becoming bar mitzvah this weekend, and that we are all here to bear witness and to help them begin their weekend of celebrations. And we are thrilled to have the Lowenbrown family here today. I have several yurt sites I know, and they're joining the bar mitzvah families in sponsoring the oneg in honor of your parents, correct? Beautiful. And welcome to everyone who is celebrating Shabbat, who just needed a break in their week to make sure that you could process all the events of the week and that you could feel the peace and contentment of Shabbat. So we begin with some song as I go and get something I forgot.
No, actually, that's how long it really is.
Perfect.
Just perfect.
So I invite you to make sure you have a Mishkan Tefillah prayer book. They have the flame on the front, and we will be on page 120 if you have the thinner book for Shabbat. It will also be 120, but in the brackets, so it's really page 2 or 4 or something, but right in the beginning of the book. Once we get started, it's easy, but we want to make sure everybody's on the right page. And it is our pleasure to invite Jesse up with his mom, Stephanie, and the moms are going to come up, and Jonah up with his mom, Lisa. The boys will meet me right down here, and the moms are coming up here.
Oh, hear my prayer, I sing to you.
You stay down.
Gracious to the ones I love, and bless them with goodness and mercy and peace.
Jesse and Jonah.
It's time for you guys to light the candle.
This is your big moment. You don't want to miss it. You don't need your books. All right, you light off of this.
We got this
Yeah. Light this candle.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kedishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kedishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Blessed are you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the light of Shabbat.
That was lovely. Thank you. Let
We're
us
kidding.
light these lights and
Come down.
way to you, and let us say Amen. Let us light these lights and see the way to you, and let us say Amen.
You guys can sit back down. Thank you, and we'll see you back for Kiddush in a little bit. No, I don't have a sheet, so I'm going to figure out what we're doing.
There's one.
I know,
It's
and I know
floating
what we're doing now anyway. We are turning to page 127. And we welcome Shabbat with this prayer. We pray responsively. There are days when we seek things for ourselves and measure failure by what we do not gain. On Shabbat, we seek not to acquire, but to share. There are days when we exploit nature as if it were a horn of plenty that can never be exhausted. On Shabbat, we stand in wonder before the mystery of creation. There are days when we act as if we cared nothing for the rights of others. On Shabbat, we remember that justice is our duty and a better world our goal. So we embrace Shabbat together, day of rest, day of wonder, day of peace. And we turn to page 138. For Lecha Dodi, we'll sing verses 1, 5, and 9. And when we get to the third verse, verse 9, we'll invite you to rise and face the door that we will open at that time, even though there might be little children running in the lobby. And we will greet the Sabbath bride. And I invite you to take these few moments to feel Shabbat enter your soul. 138.
Kadodi, Nitprakala, Bnei Shabbat, Nitavela, Kadodi, Nitprakala, Bnei Shabbat, Nitavela, Shamor v'zachur, v'yiborecha,
Please rise or remain standing as we turn to page 146 for the Baruch Hu.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam.
Remain standing as we turn to page 148 for Ma'ariv Aravim.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bibaro ma'ariv aravim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam
Together, praise to you, Adonai our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Creator of the tide of time and light, you guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai our God, from whom the evening flows.
Baruch atah Adonai HaMa'ariv aravim. Baruch atah Adonai HaMa'ariv aravim.
Page 150, Ahavat Olam.
Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Amlatam. Torah u'mitzvot, Chukim mishpatim, Otanu lemadatam. Al ken Adonai Eloheinu, B'shobeinu u'bekumeinu, Nasiach Torecha, V'nizmach b'divrei Toratecha, u'b'mitzvotecha, le'olam va'ed. Yihei chayenu, be'orech yameinu, u'behem negeh yomam v'layla. Be'ahavat kal tasir mimenu le'olamim. Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Le'olam va'ed.
Together, hear, O Israel, Adonai is our God, Adonai is one. Blessed is God's glorious majesty forever and ever. Please be seated. We continue together in the Hebrew on page 154. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha v'chol levavcha v'chol nafshecha v'chol meodecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavcha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha uvlechtecha v'aderech ushachbecha uvkumecha ukshartam leot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot bein einecha uktavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha lema'an tizkaru va'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'yitem kedoshim lelohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim lihiot lachem lelohim ani Adonai Elohechem. We turn to page 157. Heard some excellent praying of the Via Hafta in this room. And I said the Lowenbraun family, which wasn't totally off, but I meant the Hershkovitz family, so welcome to all of you with both names. We pray together on the top of page 157, and when I give my sermon later, this reading will, I hope, resonate. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before we ever stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, and that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands and marching together. We turn to page 158 and join in the Micha Mocha.
Micha Mocha, Ba'elim Adonai, Micha Mocha, Nedar v'Kodesh, Nora Tehilo, Osei Pelem. Micha Mocha, Ba'elim Adonai, Micha Mocha, Nedar v'Kodesh, Nora Tehilo, Osei Pelem. Who is like you? Who is like you? Who is like you? Adonai. Who is like you? Who is like you? Who is like you?
What a beautiful version of that song. Sounded gorgeous, Cantor. We turn to page 160, Hashki Venu.
Hashkivenu מעתה ועד עולם, ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך, ברוך אתה אדוני, הפריש סוכת שלום, עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל, ועל ירושלים.
Page 162. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, v'la'asot et ha-Shabbat l'dorotam, brit olam, beni uvein b'nei Yisrael, oti le'olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et ha-shamayim ve'et ha'aretz. Uvayom hashvi'i Shabbat vayinafash. And these words are in this section of the Torah, Vishamru exactly. So we read together in the English. The people of Israel shall keep Shabbat, observing Shabbat throughout the ages as a covenant for all time. It is a sign for all time between me and the people of Israel. For 6 days Adonai made heaven and earth, and on the seventh day God ceased from work and was refreshed. We turn to page 165, and as we prepare for the Amidah, the standing prayer, I learned an interesting teaching about the word Amidah, the word to stand. That when we connect the idea of these prayers and being here to our moral standing, having a leg to stand on, we understand the power of prayer to help guide us in the right directions. So on the top of page 165, we set our intention. Pray as if everything depended on God. Act as if everything depended on you. We rise, page 166 for the Amidah.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor B'Hanura, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei hakol, V'zocher chasdei avot v'yemahot, U'mevi g'ula livnei bneihem, L'ma'an shemo ve'ahava, Melech ozer Moshiach u'magen. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham be'ezrat Sarah, Atah gibor le'elam Adonai, Mechayei hakol atara le'hoshia, Mechalkel chaim bechesed, Mechayei hakol berachamim rabim, Zomek noflim v'rofei cholim, Umatir asirim, Umekayem emunato l'shenei afar. Mi chamocha ba'al geburot, u'midomelach, melech me'mit u'mechayeh, u'masmiach Yeshua, v'ne'eman atal ha'chayot ha'ol. Baruch atah Adonai, michayei ha'kol.
And we stay here on page 169 as we pray together. We pray that we might know before whom we stand, the power whose gift is life, who quickens those who have forgotten how to live. We pray for the winds to disperse the choking air of sadness, for the cleansing rains to make parched hopes flower, and to give all of us the strength to rise up toward the sun. We pray for love to encompass us for no other reason save that we are human, for love through which we may all blossom into persons who have gained power over our own lives. We pray to stand upright, we've fallen, to be healed, we suffer. We pray to break the bonds that keep us from the world of beauty. We pray for opened eyes, we who are blind to our own authentic selves. We pray that we may walk in the garden of a purposeful life, our own powers in touch with the power of the world. Praise be the God whose gift is life, whose cleansing rains let parched men and women flower toward the sun. Baruch atah Adonai mechayei hakol. Page 170. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kdoshim b'chol yom yahalelucha selah. Baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh. Please be seated. We pray responsively at the top of page 173, this prayer for Shabbat. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai mikadesh haShabbat. We turn to page 175 for Ritzay.
Say Adonai Eloheinu, Be'amcha Yisrael, U'tefilatam, Be'ahavat Yekabim. Humbled in prayer we seek to reach you, hoping to be heard. Hearts open wide, longing to be true. Oh, let us know that you are near. Open our hearts so we may hear the still clear voice within us all. May we be worthy in our prayer. Feel your presence everywhere. May we answer when you call. Say Adonai Eloheinu, Be'amcha Yisrael, U'tefilatam, Be'ahavat Yekabim. Oh, let us know that you are near. Open our hearts so we may hear the still clear voice within us all. May we be worthy in our prayer. Feel your presence everywhere. May we answer when you call. May you answer when we call. Say Adonai Eloheinu. Say Adonai Eloheinu.
I went to such a relaxed, peaceful place. I wasn't going to get up and continue the service, but I did. It was beautiful. We turn now to page 177. And I invite you to take this moment and to think of 3 things you are grateful for. And once you have a few in your mind, to turn to someone near you, someone you know, or someone you're going to meet, and share something you're grateful for today. If If you're not really sitting near too many people, you can just keep going with your list. You haven't gone yet. Have you ever gone there? What?
Just kidding. Is he happy?
You would like him, actually. I hope that your list could just keep going and going. But we prayed together on page 177 at the second prayer. When we behold your heavens, the work of your fingers, the moon and stars that you set in place, what are we humans that you are mindful of us? We mortals that you take note of us? You made us a little less than divine, adorned us with glory and majesty. You gave us dominion over your handiwork, laying the world at our feet. How majestic is your name throughout the earth. Baruch atah Adonai hatov shimcha ulacha na'eh lehodot. Together we pray for peace. Page 178.
Shalom Rab, Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rab, Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam.
Please take these next few moments and listen to the prayers of your heart. Listen for the still small voice within you. Listen for the answers you long to hear from Adonai. of the toughest jobs in the world is to be a leader. It's not actually so hard when everyone agrees with you or loves you enough to follow you even if they don't agree with you. But it gets harder when you need to be a leader to people who look at things differently, who disagree, who have another point of view. It's hard to be a leader when the people you are leading, have lost faith in you. The strength of a democracy lies in the fact that there are legal systems of dissent and protest, that we have methods that are accepted to express our disagreement, to express our anger, to express our disappointment. Even when this pushback is not wanted by the leaders, we still consider protesting, writing letters, a legitimate way to express our points of view. We have been experiencing this discord, whether you are a Republican or a Democrat, and I know that our congregation represents both. There is fierce opposition to the appointed leaders from both sides. There's name-calling. There's depersoning. I don't even know if that's a word, but I decided it was the word I would use tonight. Maybe dehumanizing is the more grown-up word to use. They're saying you are not a person whose opinions I can respect and at least listen to, not necessarily agree with. And I want to hold tonight the leaders responsible and the people responsible. We're seeing a lot of this discord now in Israel. Netanyahu has formed a coalition, and in order to form that coalition, he needed to give a disproportionate amount of power to some of the extreme right-wing leaders. It's been absolutely crazy what's going on there right now. We'll talk about that in a minute. What we need today is a Moses. We need a leader who can connect to the people. Moses' greatness is in his humility, in his ability to not put himself above the people he's leading, but to lead with them. And that doesn't mean he didn't yell and scream at them. He didn't order them killed sometimes. Not the best leading technique. But he's able to understand them and not separate himself from the people. In this week's Torah portion, Kitzisa, right after Moses goes up on Mount Sinai, where he receives the 10 Commandments directly from God. God's inscribed them in the stone. Right after that happens, but he's still up on the mountain, the people get impatient. God and Moses has not come back down the mountain exactly when he predicted he would, the 40 days and 40 nights, and the people are impatient. They can't take it anymore. So they go to Aaron, the leader, the major duomo, the leader in Moses' stead, and say, do something. We can't see this God. They don't say this in so many words. Here they were, though, coming out of Egypt, where God was always depicted in a form. That was the God they knew. And here they were asked to follow and believe and trust in a God they couldn't see. This was getting too hard, especially when Moses, who was never God, but to the people was a leader, was the person who had that direct contact with God, made the people feel secure that there was a person leading them somewhere who at least could hear God, even if they couldn't. And remember, these were the people who saw the miracle. They had just crossed the Red Sea and been rescued from Egypt. This wasn't like us, who say that today it's much harder to see miracles or to see God working in the world. They saw it, but they were still giving up hope. They felt abandoned. And they go to Aaron and say, do something. And Aaron says, bring me your jewelry. And they throw it into the fire, and out comes a golden calf. Because God is omnipotent, God omniscient, God knows everything. God knows that the people have done this. Moses doesn't yet know. Moses is still up in the clouds in the mountain. But God tells Moses. And God is angry. God is furious that these people that God had just saved so quickly forget and go to build a golden calf. And God is ready to destroy the people. But Moses begs, let not your anger, O God, blaze forth against your people, whom you have delivered from the land of Egypt with great power and a mighty hand. These words and a few more from Moses do the trick, and God calms down and allows Moses to go return to the people with the tablets, with the words of Torah on them. This time it's Moses' turn to be angry. And when Moses actually sees the golden calf and the people dancing around it, Moses smashes the tablets, and they burst into 1,000,000 tiny pieces. Moses deals with the people. His anger subsides, and he decides to give the people a second chance. So even though God had been so angry, Moses goes back up the mountain and begs God to reconsider. What is his strongest argument? Moses says, now if you will not forgive their sin, okay. But if you don't forgive their sin, erase me from the record you have written. God responds, no, that's not necessary. One who has sinned against me, only him will I erase from the record. God is giving Moses a free pass. You're okay. You were up here with me. You didn't build the golden calf. But Moses doesn't let God separate him from the community. Moses said, if they have sinned and I have sinned, then you need to eradicate all of us. Or you need to remember your promise and be God to all the people. Moses connects himself to the people. That wasn't easy to do. Moses didn't know what God was going to do next, if God's wrath would flare up, if God would abandon the people. He took a chance and stood up and talked to God. That's what we need in this world, not just in our country, not just in Israel. We need leaders who tie their fate to the fate of their people. And then we need to each tie our fates to one another. We need to work to humanize one another, to listen to each other and to understand. I didn't say we need to agree. We need to understand. I know that not everyone here has the same views about American politics, about Israeli politics, but coming together as Jews, coming together as Temple Beth Torah, coming together as people of faith is more important than the differences we might have about how government should function. And when we can elevate that to its higher good, when we can tie ourselves to each other, then we can work to make things better. Israel, or it's said about Israel, when there's a threat from the outside, a threat of nuclear war from Iran, a threat of invasion, all the internal differences seem to fade away. And the ultra-Orthodox and the secular and the Reformim and the Ashkenazim and the Sephardim, they put their differences aside and try to protect the country of Israel. Right now, though, that's not this. There probably are external threats, but the bigger threat is internal. And Israelis are so divided. Shachar, our Shinshin, came back from they get to go home for 12 days in February, our Shinshinim. And he's 18. And he went from where he lives, just south of Haifa. He took a 4-hour train ride. That should not have been a 4-hour train ride. It was long. Standing the whole time to go protest with the 80,000 people who were protesting Netanyahu's government's attempts to change the Supreme Court. And I don't understand all the intricacies, but because of the kind of parliamentary democracy that they have in Israel, the Supreme Court is probably even more important. It's the only check and balance to government there. So in some ways, it's even more important than our 3-court system. And there's no constitution in Israel, just a declaration of independence. So there's nothing to fall back on. And the Supreme Court stands as a balance. So 80,000 people every Saturday night are protesting in Israel to not let the Supreme Court be changed. I hope that Israel survives. I hope that Israel can resolve its differences, that people can find ways to work together. There is no one leader who is going to please all the people. Some of you aren't going to like my sermon tonight, even though I really did try to be balanced. I tried. But it's really hard. But when we feel like our leaders are with us, that they truly care, that they're willing to listen and understand, then we're able to trust them enough to follow them. And remember, it's not just about the leaders. It's also about us. The people were the ones who built the golden calf. And the people were the ones that had to be redirected, who had to see a greater picture, a greater good together. So we today have to take responsibility and work together. We have to listen and to understand. We have to put aside some of our differences for the greater good. Each of us can be like Moses and fight to keep holiness, to keep that understanding between people in our midst. That will elevate all of us. Ken Yehi Ratzon. This week I want to say good luck. It's hard work. We turn now to page 586. And we rise for Aleinu, which is on the bottom of 586, and then afterwards you just skip a page and the V'nei Emar prayer will be right there.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, l'teit gdula yotzer reshit, shelo asan gegoyei haratzot, v'lo zamanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkeinu kahem, v'yor aleinu k'kol hamonam, v'anachnu korim, u'mishtachavim u'modim, l'ifnei melech malkei ha'amim, hakadosh baruch hu. V'ne'emar, v'haya Adonai, l'melech al kol ha'aretz, b'yom hahu, yeh Adonai echad. U'shemo echad.
We turn now to page 598. And we are in the month of mourning, the period of Shloshim, for Olga Poliak, mother of Jerry and Eric Poliak, for Robert Greenwald, husband of Elaine and father of Amy, Carolyn, and Michelle, for Joe Lynette, brother-in-law of Harriet Resch, and Joan Resnick, mother of Mary Resnick. We also remember with great love those whose yahrzeits fall at this season: Lillian Allen, Gertrude Bernstein, Abraham Brand, Joseph Bronze, Diane Cohen, Alex Davis, Lawrence Dock, Anita Dolber, Hyman Dolber, Sylvia Dreyer, Jacqueline Dukowitz, Roberta Epstein, Myrtle Fite, Robert Fine, Ruth Gordon, Mala Hershkovitz, Stuart Hershkovitz, Doris Hyman, Evelyn O. Kaplan, Jacob Koliner, Betty Leifer, Dorothy Lee, Arthur Lenz, Seal Lipson, Irene Lowenbrown, Morton Lowenbrown, Ron Mayonis, Carl Parker, Betty Pell, Sheldon Pitkin, Blanche Pomerantz, Harriet Reese, Marcia Rubin, Phyllis Sable, Ken Salant, Larry Salant, and Shirley Salant, Jane Schwartz, Maureen Silverstein, Phil Teicher, Mildred Weinstein, and Jane Zucker. Is there anyone else you're saying Kaddish for this evening? Susan? Thank you. You sent me a name. I don't remember. I have it written down. So we hold all those in our hearts and allow them to inspire us to live the best lives that we can and to weave pieces of them into our own souls. We join together. Yitgadal v'yikadash shemei Rabbah, v'yamad yivrach hirtei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, v'gala uv'izman kariv v'imru. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam omei omaya. Yibarak v'yishtabak v'yipa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei kudasha baruchu. Leila minko birchata v'shirata. Tushbachata v'nechemata. Damiram v'yama v'imru.
Amen.
Yehei shlomo Rabbah min shamaya. V'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. May the God on high send peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved. And let us sing. Amen. Amen v'amen. We remain standing for a very special part of our service. It is my pleasure to invite Jesse to come back with his dad Brian and Jonah to come back with his dad Brett for the kiddush. So dads, will you grab the cups? Oh, did I just mess that all up? Jesse and Brett and Jonah and Brian. In my head, that's what I said. Do you need this book, baby?
Yeah, I got one of them as well.
Okay.
Guys, I'm going to leave my stuff. Oh, there you are. Snuck up on me. Do you need your book or do you not your book?
Cantor's going to tell you what to do because I don't want to mess it up.
No, it's clear that you don't know. I didn't tell you have to do. Okay. You know what? Let's just put it on the podium for tonight.
We need to have kiddush getting ready music. We'll have to think
Yes.
of something.
Da-na-na-na-na, da-na-na-na-na.
That's what you're going to read.
Okay, come forward, sweetheart.
I was listening to Pippin the other day. I like that. Okay, so
Okay.
Cantor will tell you when to go. It's her job.
All
I don't want to mess it up. I did it.
The heaven and the earth were finished, and all their array. On the seventh day, God finished the work that God had been doing, and God ceased on the seventh day from all the work that God had done. And God had blessed the seventh day and declared it holy, because on it God ceased from all the work of creation that God had done.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddishanu b'mitzvotav v'urata b'anu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinhilanu zikaron ma'aseh v'reishit ki hu yom tehila mikra'e kodesh zeher litziat mitzrayim kivan v'harta otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat b'kodsha be'ahava uvratzon hinhaltanu Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat.
Amen. L'chaim. And now you guys can have, your cups are still
I'll
down
go
there.
get them.
Some tasty juice.
If you want, you can have a sip. You can make your dads have a sip. Here, Jonah.
Give it to you, Dad.
It's grape juice. You can just have a sip.
Just pretend.
Someone. And then dads can actually take the cups back down, and you guys are going to stay here. You're going to be seated. And it is my pleasure to invite Dr. Goldstein to join us up here with a few goodies for you guys. He's also the president of our congregation, not just Dr. Goldstein. Might have been confusing.
What would Moses do? It is truly my privilege and honor to represent the Board of Trustees and present you guys with a few lovely gifts. The first gift was the Kiddush cup that you just used. It's from the Brotherhood and Sisterhood. May you use that in many simchas and mitzvahs in your future, weddings, bar mitzvahs of children, what have you. So I have some really, really nice stuff. First, I have a beautiful certificate of bar mitzvah signed by our clergy, and it really is stunning. You have to look at that. Their signatures are works of art. It's really beautiful. So that's the first lovely thing that you can display in your house.
Modern art.
This represents all the hard work coming to this day. It is a lot of work. You should be really proud of yourselves. I know you guys were talking about tomorrow. Not a big deal. You've done it already. You've done all the work. Tomorrow's just performing, just doing your thing that you know what to do. This also does not necessarily need to be a completion to your studies. We want you back. You're both so calm and cool. We need you at all our team programming. You need to be coming here. We also have a certificate for a one-year team membership at the Suffolk JCC. We have a gift certificate towards a teen trip from Nifty to Israel.
Did you see, Dr. Goldstein, how we've now added a lot of money to it? Not us, but this foundation.
Oh my, it's much bigger than it used to be. Cha-ching, that's very good.
It actually makes a dent in the trip now.
Yes, it's inflation, as Jesse said. So let me get this right. So mazel tov to you and your families. And this one is Jesse, and this one is Jonah.
Thank you. Gentlemen, we will see you tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. Well, we'll also see you at the ONEG and things like that, but for now. I invite you all now to turn to page 371, and we turn our thoughts to prayers of healing. On our Mishnah Barak list, we offer healing prayers for Bonnie Hennison, for Jean Chapnick, for Ed Appelbaum, for Maggie Farkas, for Barbara Stein, for Stephen Mincer, for Michael Eichner, for Mark Silverman, for Linda Walters. So many people on our Mishnah Barak list. For Stuart Lindy, for Leslie Brand, for Dave Kaiser, for Fern Bernstein and Alex Bernstein, for Barbara Selps, for David Leinhart, for Dave Goldstein, for Ben Hirsch, for Phyllis Belford, for Billy Kaufman. So many other people on our Mishaberach list here, and they're in our prayers. And who else are you praying for this evening? Phew. Bless me. That one. To the truth. Anybody else you're praying for this evening? Yeah?
Janice Plisco, Scott Shattuck, Art Grotsky.
Beautiful. Thank you. So for all those we've named aloud, for all those we're holding in our hearts, for each of you, we ask that you take this prayer of healing and then we send it out into the universe. We send our prayers of healing to people we don't even know, but we know they could use our
May the source of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing and let us say Amen. Misheberach imoteinu b'kol bracha l'avoteinu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
Amen va'amen, a refuah shlema, a complete and speedy healing. We switch gears a bit to that of celebration. So do we have any birthdays or anniversaries? I'm looking at my cheat sheet, but you can. Happy birthday. When is it? March 21st. Okay, so Mr. Gorman, stand up. You get to stand up for your birthday. Oh, they did it again by date order. It does not help me to have the birthdays, I mean, not by date order, by age order. So I can tell you when people are going to be 2, but I need it by date order. I will remind them of that. Any other birthdays? Oh, yes, Jessie, happy birthday. It just was, right? Or it just will be this week? And when's your birthday? Oh, stand up, stand up. So you're the, what are you, the 8th? What birth?
He's the 21st.
21st. Busy month. Birthday. Marshall Stein is celebrating his 75th birthday this week. And Brad, happy birthday. When's your birthday? Very nice. St. Patrick's Day? That's a lot of fun. We'll all celebrate for you. And Poppy Joel Rabin's birthday was this week. He celebrated his 80th birthday. Is it your birthday too?
Yes.
Stand up.
All right.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Anybody else that we're missing? March birthdays, end of February that we didn't get to bless.
Any anniversary? Oh, yes. Aha.
February 25th, stand on up. Happy birthday.
Close enough.
Good. Very good.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, shehechianu, v'kiyamanu, v'higianu, lazman hazeh. Amen. Mazel tov.
Mazel tov. Happy birthday. Ad Mea ve'esrim, to at least 120. And we wish Charlotte Hirsch, Miriam's daughter, a happy birthday yesterday as well. And you look ready.
I scooted down a little bit so
Okay.
I'm more on the screen.
Excellent.
Because
It's
I
very
think here I'm
important.
off.
Good. And we do have it on the right camera, though. So, do we have some things happening at Temple Beth Torah?
Oh, do we have things happening at Temple Beth Torah? Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom, Brian.
Thank you. Thank you, Vincent, over there in the corner, in the dark a little bit. By the way, we're trying something out a little bit. We dimmed the lights for a little mood effect about halfway through the service. Did you like it? It was nice, right? It created that intimacy, and then we brought him back. So we're just testing it out. So thank you, Rabbi, for those very thought-provoking words and our charge to move forward. Cantor, that was a great switch on the Ritzay. You always bring something new to us, so thank you. And again, Mazel Tov to Jesse and the Shulmans and to Jonah and the Gormans. You guys, so everybody is going to remember your Torah Parshas, by the way. I didn't mention that. It's one of the most world-famous ones. Like, everybody knows that one. So you guys will remember it because it's your own, but everybody will. So that's kind of cool. And thank you to the Herskowitzes. You guys know how to pack a room. You really bring the crowds, and by the way, they all are like world-class dominers. It was great sitting in front of you guys and listening to it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Come join us for Oneg. Actually, Oneg
It's in the
cocktail room right here. You don't have to go too far. Just save me a piece of that Philly fluff. That's one of the reasons I come to Shabbat services. Don't tell the clergy. So some things happen. Tomorrow morning, there's a lot happening. You're going to want to go to all of it. But tomorrow morning, Shabbat Torah study is in person again. So that's a good one, right? Monday, March 13th, Rabbi Gelman will be teaching on Zoom. So if you didn't want to come out of the house for Shabbat Torah study and you want to stay home and learn from Rabbi Gelman, that's your opportunity. Check our website and all the links and all the emails that come out. March 16th, Thursday, Village Arts at Dix Hills Jewish Center. That's at 11 a.m. All right. Get ready. These are some big things that are happening that you're going to want to join us and be part of. March 24th and 25th. It's in 2 weeks. Guys and Dolls at Candlewood. 3 opportunities to see the TBT players, including the clergy, me, and some really talented people. Guys and Dolls is a very funny show. If you've seen it, you know that. If you haven't seen it, you'll want to see it. It's excellent. It's going to be a really top-notch production. So come join us for that. We've got Sisterhood Night Out, Mom's the Word at TBT. This is the first time we're doing that, April 13th. It looks really great. It's going to be here in the sanctuary. It's going to be funny. There's going to be food. Anytime you serve food and you laugh, it's going to be good. Sunday, April 30th, open your veins. Come join us for our blood drive. It was moved from, I think it was in end of January. We postponed it and moved it to April. So you had a chance to build up more blood cells. Come join us and show us what you've been able to do to build up that blood dope. Saturday, May 6th. This one's huge also. I don't even know. I'm going to go to all these things, but it's going to be hard for you to pick, so you're going to have to join me at a lot of them. Celebration of 30 years at the Early Learning Center, the David Joshua Berg Early Learning Center. It's going to be a big celebration. There are a lot of ways to get involved. We've been honoring Richard and Judy Berg and Jerry Manton. Join us. It's going to be incredible. Our caterer is going to do a great job, and we're all going to be here celebrating. Monday, June 26th, our golf outing. Another incredible. It's just like, the hits keep coming. It's so good. That, you've got everything. You've got tennis, you've got golf, you've got food. There's breakfast, there's lunch, there's dinner, there's snacks, there's drinks.
There's
so much.
mahjong.
There's mahjong. Mind-blowing. There's so much to do. And it's all at the Hamlet on June 26th. June 16th, I passed over that quickly, but Emunah service with our own Karen Tannenbaum. That's going to be great, too. That's here at our service. You're going to hear her Jewish journey, so come join us for that. I think that's all I got for tonight. Thank you for joining us. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
For those of you that have never been to the Purim Spiel on the day of the Purim Carnival, we have like this musical thing, and it's been Mamma Mia, it's been Billy Joel, it's been the 80s, it's been the 90s, it's been a whole lot of things, but this time it was Billy Joel, and I wanted to, the Purim was actually Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday if you live in a walled city, share a little bit of that with you. I was Vashti, who was the queen that Rabbi Moskowitz actually spoke about last week. And she was married to the Persian king. He was on a jag, drinking with his buddies in the palace. He wanted her to come dance for him and all of his friends with little to no, you know what I'm saying. But anyway, I just want you to know what you've been missing if you haven't been to one of these, and hopefully you'll come next year. Can't believe you'd imagine that I would just stand here, that you boss me around like you own the whole place. I'm the queen, can't you see? I'm your spouse, not your butler. And I promised I'd tell you that right to your face. I don't need all your orders from me, 'cause I'm all right. I don't want you to tell me my place is at home. I don't need your decrees anymore, this is my life. Go ahead, get a new wife, leave me alone. I never said I needed you to think on my behalf. I never said I want to be on the palace staff. I'm still the queen, it's still my seat. Sure, you can speak your mind, but don't speak for mine. Your advisors may tell thee that you are the best thing that has happened in Shushan since they've been around. But sooner or later they'll see that you're useless. You'll be lucky to even hold on to your crown. I don't need all your orders from me, 'cause I'm all right. I don't want you to tell me my place is at home. I don't need your decrees anymore, this is my life. Go ahead with a new wife, leave me alone.
That was fabulous. Please rise. Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, our God and God of our mothers and fathers, help us to be like Moses and to be with all the people around us. And let us say, Amen. Shabbat Shalom. We'll see you in the cocktail room. We just got to go out the main door.
That must be fun.
This one was wrong. What?
I used this.
Oh, okay. This is just, it's a little big. So, it's, Can you just carry the amp back to my office again? Yeah, tomorrow is a double, so it starts at 10.
All right, I'm gonna go upstairs first. Okay.
Oh, I didn't say bye to my parents.
But they just said call on the